Francis Galton, born 1822 in Birmingham, England, a Victorian polymath of immense privilege and half-cousin to Charles Darwin. Today we are talking about the mathematical pillars of comparison. First, the standard deviation, the measure of how widely data spreads and disperses around its mean. Second, the percentile, the value of how he measured the world and the weight that came after. I was born where the libraries were deep and grand, with a silver ruler held tight in my hand. When Cousin Charles wrote of nature's design, I wondered if genius could follow a line. We mapped the ancestors, we traced every seed, believing that talent was destined to breed. In my laboratory I measured each face, attempting to calculate the worth of the race. I counted the beauty of girls in the street and measured the hands of the people I'd meet. I mapped out the weather, the prints of the hand, convinced that an order was prearranged and planned. I measured the world, I gave it the file. I mapped out the curve, I sorted the style. I called it eugenics, the science of best. But the tools that I made failed their ultimate test. The weight of the number, the sorting of men. I died of the number, the sorting of men. Out of 19 a leaving, the weight started then. I plotted the heights of the parent and son to see where the rivers of heritage run on a coordinate grid in a cluster of light. The scatter plot rose in the quiet of night. I measured the distance spread from the mean, finding standard deviations hidden between. Then correlation arose as the slope of the line, coefficient of fear that could slowly define how two different variables moved in the dark, a beautiful ratio leaving its mark. I named the regression that pulled to the mean, and dreamt of a future polished and clean. How do you handle the weight of the spread? Listening close to the rules that the science has said. To find the percent deviation, the mean, subtract it from each point that lies on the screen. Square all those differences, average them out, then take the square root to remove any doubt. Percentiles will rank you from 199 to show where you're standing, conformers follow. You've 90% of one person, a stranded correlation, they rise in the end. Your negative move in reverse, near zero the pattern is scattered and sparse. Use it in models and risk and design to check if two paths are the warning, the golden decree. Correlation is never causation, you see. I measured the world, I gave it the file. I mapped out the curve, I sorted the style. I called it eugenics, the science of best. But the tools that I made failed their ultimate test. The weight of the number, the sorting of men. I died of the number, the sorting of men. Out of 19 a leaving, the weight started then. I believed in mathematics, I believed the numbers were pure. I thought if we could select the clinks, lock the high stakes behind the state, using my statistics to just their hate. I never saw the camps, I never saw the gas. I was just a Victorian gentleman, measuring the grass. But the line I drew to correlate was the line they used to separate. I measured the roses, I made John there.